Hello, I'm now going to record Daf Kuf Vav. We're holding on Daf Kuf Ham at Beis, the last line. Amar Reb Chia bar Abba Reb Yochanan Echad Menachem Shemeis Yidagu Kolach and Kulam. If one of the brothers in a mishpacha dies, all the brothers should worry. Or Echad Mebnei Chabura Shemeis Tida Kolach Chabura Kula. If somebody in the Chabura dies, the whole Chabura should worry, because maybe there's a Gzardin against the brothers, maybe there's a Gzardin against the Chabura. Amrila, some say the Meis Gadol, speaking where the eldest died. So if the eldest died, all the other younger ones should worry, that they certainly are vulnerable. Amrila, some say the Meis Cotton, when the youngest one dies. If a Kadosh Baruch Hu has picked on the cotton, maybe he's working his way up, and there's a Gzeir against those above the cotton as well. We learned in the Mishnah of Kolam Kalkal and Pturim, when you do a malacha in a destructive manner, you're potter. Tani Rabbi Abo Kamedi Rabbi Yochanan Kolam Kalkal and Pturim, Chutz Michayvel Amavir. Rabbi Bo taught a brayse in front of Rabbi Yochanan that mekalkal, doing a malacha in a destructive manner, is potter, except when you injure somebody or you burn something down, there you're chayiv even though it's destructive. Amalei puktani lebra. So Rabbi Yochanan told Rabbi Bo, take the brayse out of the base medrash. There's no chayiv l'maver, ain't a mishnah. There's no such thing as being chayiv and chayiv l'maver if you're being destructive. Nothing, no mekalkal is going to be chayiv. I am timtza laimar mishnah. If it does say that chayiv l'maver are chayiv, Chayvel is speaking b'tzarech lekalbay. Chayvel is speaking where you need the blood for your dog. So therefore it's considered mitakin, because I need the blood that I draw from the injury. Maver b'tzarech la'afroid. Maver is chayiv when you need the ash. You burn something down, even you burn down tvua, but I need the ash. So therefore, if chayvel and maver are chayiv, it's only because it's misakin, but not if it's mekalkel. But Rabbi Bo had a brayse that chayvel and maver are going to be chayiv even when you're mekalkel. But the Mishnah says kolam kalkalim pturim. How could the Brayse argue on a Mishnah? Mishnah says kolam kalkalim pturim. Any kilkul is potter, even chayvel and maver. How could the Brayse say that chayvel and maver will be chayiv when it's mekalkel? Masneis and Rabbi Yehuda and Brayse Reb Shimon. Our Mishnah will go according to Rabbi Yehuda that all the malachas, if you mekalkel your potter, including chayvel and maver, and the Brayse that says chayvel and maver is chayiv is going according to Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon will hold that chayvel and maver, even if it's mekalkel gomer, will be chayiv. Reb Shimon will be machmer in chayvel and maver when you're mekalkel, and Reb Yehuda will be mekel in chayvel and maver when you're mekalkel. Many Rishonim say that there's no source, there's no place where we find that they actually have this machlekes. But Rashi makes a cheshbon how it could be we have a source for this machlekes. Reb Shimon holds malacha she'eina tzricha legufa is potter, which means if you carry a mace out from a house into the street, you're potter. Why? Because he holds that in order for malacha to be chayiv, it means the mace that I took out, I need him there. But here, I don't need the mace over there, I just don't want the mace in here. Or, I wish I wouldn't have had the mace altogether, says Rashi. So if there's no tikkun in the mace atzmai, so therefore, Shimon holds your potter. So tikkun and kilkul has to be in the thing you did the malacha in. So consequently, I have a kasha. How can you ever be chayiv for mavir? Let's say if you make a fire in order to cook food, but the wood that you're burning, you're destroying it. It's good in the food, but Reb Shimon holds malach and tzricha legufa is potter, and the wood that I'm destroying, in the guf, the havara that I'm doing is destructive. Elamai, that the Torah made was machadish, that when it comes to mavir, even though it's mekalkel, you're still going to be chayiv. The same goes for chayvel. How can you be chayiv for chayvel? Torah says because I need the blood, but so what? The blood is something else. But right now in this man there's a chabolas. How can you be chayv for netilas neshama? Right? They shechted animals in the Mishkan. What do you shecht them for? You needed the hides to cover the Mishkan. Yeah, but in the animal there's a kilkul. You just killed an animal. The tikkun is somewhere else in the hide. The teretz is that the Torah was machadish when it comes to chayvel or comes to mavir, even though it's mekalkal, you're chayiv. That's why Shimon holds mekalkal is chayiv, even though there's no benefit. Because the Torah was machadish to you that mekalkal is chayiv. The fact that when you burn wood in order to cook food, that's not called a tikkun in the wood. The fact that you shechted the tachash in order to have the skin to put on the animal, or the elim in order to have the skins on the mishkan, that's not a tikkun in the aisle. That's not a tikkun in the tachash. So elamai, the Torah is machadish when it comes to netilas neshama, comes to drawing blood or killing. When it comes to making a fire, you're chayiv even though it's mekalkel. So therefore, if you wound somebody, you're chayiv even though it's mekalkel. If you burn down a gadish, you're chayiv. But Rabbi Yehuda's malach and tzricha legufa is chayiv, which means that even though I carried the mace out because I don't want him in here, and there's no tikkun in the mace, there's only a tikkun in the house, that's also chayiv. Which means that in order to be tikkun or kilkul, there has to be tikkun and kilkul in the big picture. So consequently, when you're burning wood in order to cook food, that's considered misaken. And when you draw blood in order to be able to feed the blood to a dog, that's considered misaken, because that's what you wanted to do. But if you purely mekalkel, if you purely burned down the Gadish for nothing, if you purely drew blood for nothing, Rabbi Yehuda would hold mekalkel is potter. So in my time of Reb Shimon, where's Reb Shimon's source that chayv l'maver is going to be chayv even on kilkel? The Torah says you can maul a child on the 8th day, even if it's b'Shabbos. What do you need a pasuk to be matter? A chayvel ba'alma chayiv. Chayvel is mashma. Chayvel is chayiv. Because here too, in the skin that you're actually cutting by the baby, there is no tikkun in the thing itself. So according to Reb Shimon, the cut in the child's body should be considered mekalka. And if it's mekalka, why do you need a pasuk to be matter? Midaraisa, mekalka is mutter. Only midarabanan it's aser. Elamai, the Torah needed to be matter is a simon that mekalka b'chabura would have been chayiv. Midaser achmana havor gabi baskayin. The Torah says you're not allowed to make a fire in order to burn a baskayin that was mezana. Ordinarily, havor would be chayiv. According to Rashi's pshat, it means when you make a fire in order to burn a baskayin, but the fire you're making right now, you're burning stuff, and the stuff that you're burning, you're destroying. Elamai, you needed to be mekayim the mitzvah of ibiyarta romik yerbecha to give misa to the baskayin, but that's not a tikkun in the thing you're burning. Is elamai, you see, when it comes to burning, even though you're mekalkal, you're chayiv. So Reb Shimon says mekalkal b'chayv l'maver is chayiv. Rabbi Yehuda holds hasam misakanu. Rabbi Yehuda holds mlachshan tzricha leguf is chayiv. So therefore, if there is a benefit in the big picture, it's called misaken. Kid Ravashi. Dam Ravashi mali l'saken mila mali l'saken keli. You fix a keli, you finish a keli, it's misaken. And a person who needs a bris milah in order to become misuken, in order to become proper, so that's also a tikkun. Or mali l'vashal psila, mali l'vashal samanim. Whenever you cooked in the Mishkan in order to make dye products, you were burning wood, so you destroyed wood. But since in the end you need samanim, it's considered a tikkun. And here also, if you're boiling something in order to be mechayev the baskayin sreifa, in the end you need it in order to be mechayev bi'ar Torah mikirbecha. So Rabbi Yehuda holds it's a tikkun. If it's a tikkun, so there's no makor that purely burning stuff or purely causing injury and drawing blood should be chayiv. Therefore Rabbi Yehuda held that mekalkul, kol mekalkul b'turim, whenever it's pure kilkul, it's potter. The only reason you're ever chayiv by chayv l'maver is only if it's a mekalkul with a tikkun coming out of it. Reb Shimon holds the fact that a tikkun comes out of it is irrelevant. So therefore all you're doing is you're being mekalkul. If you're mekalkul and you're chayiv, so you see that the chayv l'maver, you're chayiv afil for kilkul gomer. Shir amalaben, the shear of bleaching or washing or spinning was the amount of sit kaful. What's sit kaful? If you measure the distance from your point finger to your middle finger, you measure it and double that is the shear to be chayiv on. So Rav Yosef machli kaful. Rav Yosef actually showed his talmidim, you see twice from my middle finger to my pointed finger. That's the shear of spinning. That's the shear of combing. That's the shear of bleaching. Rav Chia bar Ami machli poshet. Rav Chia bar Ami used to show from his thumb to his middle finger. So from his thumb to his middle finger, that's the same amount as double from his pointer finger to his middle finger. Rabbi Yehuda says atzot sipur lemigdal. If you catch a bird into a cabinet, you're chayiv for tzeidah. It's vila bayis chayiv. If you catch a deer into a house, you're chayiv. That's tzeidah. The chachamim say sipur lemigdal. You're right. A bird into a cabinet is considered tzeidah, but the tzvi legina ulechotzer ubivarin also chayiv. But a deer, even if you didn't trap him in the house, but you trapped him in a garden or a courtyard or any enclosed area, you're already chayiv. It doesn't have to be dafka in a house. Rav Shimon Gamliel Omer, he explains, as the Gemara will tell us, kol loy kol habivarin shovin. Not all enclosures are the same. So therefore, zeh klal b'chusr tzeidah. If you catch a deer into an enclosure, but in order to now get him, you still need to capture him because he still can run around. So then you're potter for having gotten him in this enclosure because he's not trapped yet. You see, try to get him. You can't get him so quickly. But she'ena b'chusr tzeidah, if you trap him into an enclosure where now he's very easy just to reach out and grab him, then you're chayiv for having grabbed him and caught him into that enclosure. So I'm now going to upload this as part 1.